3, 2, 1. Never mind. You killed it.
Yeah, I killed myself. I'm drowning over here in my bottle of water.
Yes.
Awesome. Hey everyone, how are you doing on this wonderful Saturday?
Hello.
So let's get Fernando in the shot here.
I'm okay.
You good? No, you gotta get in the shot. All right. First comment again. That's nice to know that you're paying attention. I like that.
Side chat.
So this is a couple weeks now with the Saturday show's new home. Yeah. The time is going to fluctuate. We're sorry about that. It's just a matter of when we get done working on the cards we're working on. It's always going to somewhere between 5:30 and 6:30, so we just don't know when.
Yep.
Today we were done, and it's a little after 5:30, so 5:35. Wow, that was good.
5:30.
So how was your week?
That was good.
Yeah? Yeah. Today was a bit stressful.
Yes.
Today was a bit stressful.
Yes.
Not from any cars or anything like that. More of a
I think
one hand not knowing what the other hand is doing, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, anytime you have a business, there's always things that just get kind of goofy. Today was one of those days, but awesome. Movie review. Watched Atomic Blonde last night. Mm-hmm. For any of you guys that haven't seen Atomic Blonde, it's not a bad movie. It definitely, the preview kind of did what it... No, but I enjoyed it a lot. It was a good movie. So for those of you guys out there who want a good movie to watch this weekend, check out Atomic Blonde. It was fun.
San Jose.
Yep. So hello to everyone. Let us know where you're from.
Detroit, Dakota.
South Dakota.
South Dakota.
You gotta be, those South Dakotas, those North Dakotians.
Okay. From New Zealand.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. South Africa.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
All right. So as the title the title led on, the rest of the new Pioneer TSD speakers are in. So what we have is we'll start small. So we have the 5x7s have just got in. So here you go. Here's your magnet for your...
Hi, Jason. How are you?
Here's your 5x7. Here is your... Yeah. Now, the one thing I really like about this line is this tweeter is consistent all the way through. So it doesn't matter whether it's a coaxial or a component.
Yeah.
It's the same tweeter. That's pretty cool. So here is your 5x7. And, it's funny. The question is always asked, should I do a 3-way, a 4-way, a 2-way? And what you'll find is that most higher-end speakers... coaxial-wise, like this, are going to be 2-ways, because when you do a 3-way or a 4-way or something like that, in not all cases, in some cases, they use really cheap tweeters to compensate for the fact that they use cheap tweeters to make it sound like a better tweeter. Your more expensive 2-ways are going to just use a more expensive tweeter.
Right.
The deviation on that is the Hertz High Energy 6x9 is a 3-way, and that's it's an expensive 3-way. So here's your 6x9. There you go. Here's your magnet. So yay. Now, the one cool thing about this line that I really like is the fact that more and more cars are coming with 6x9s in the front doors. So you look at a Chevy pickup, a Chevy Camaro, a Dodge, pretty much every Dodge now. Ford F-150s, 250s, and then all the new vehicles are coming with 6x9s. And there's still very few manufacturers that have caught on to this. We've talked about the Focal. We've talked about the X-Type that just came out. Now, Pioneer's jumped in there with these guys right here. So we have a affordable, because these are the TSDs, so these are affordable.
Yeah.
We have an affordable 6x9 mid-bass with a tweeter. So now you have a reasonably priced component. The crossovers are going to be standard inline little, they're the heat shrink little cap on the wire here. So their nice thing is if this goes in the door and the tweeter goes in the dash. What's up, James? Kia. Oh yeah, forgot about those guys. Thanks, James. So if you have this tweeter up in the dash, there's not a big crossover network that you have to try to bury or anything like that. These make installation. Alpine started really pushing this when the S-Type had it, now the R-Type have it, and even now the X-Type have it, breaking the crossover into its dedicated components and just connect. And Focal does it. it just makes life a lot easier. There's no reason for us to have that box anymore. We don't need that box. Let's break these things apart and let's make the installation a lot better, a lot more seamless. Because these cars, it's harder and harder to find some place to put. You know, when the crossovers are almost as big as the amplifiers, what fun is that?
Exactly.
So these still come with the cool little mount here for the tweeter. So this will allow you to put it like where maybe a 3.5 or a 2-inch goes. This is the same thing that the Z type has. So, and then of course this tweeter just pulls apart. We showed you how to do that in the last one of these. So that's it. Now we have all the TSDs in. There might still be a 5 1/4. Honestly, I don't know. Does anybody still use 5 1/4s? I mean, honestly, I think it's funny. I think the most popular, you have 6x9, 6.5s, 5x7s, and then 2-inch. You know, that 2-inch mid-range is really the cat's meow. And the bummer thing about that 2-inch mid-range is Alpine actually makes one that they put in that GM kit.
Yes.
Well, they don't sell it other than in that GM kit.
And it looks good.
Why would you do that? Put it in a box. Silk screen the box and sell them to us.
Separate, yeah.
I mean, you're killing me here.
Yeah.
So, those are the TSDs. We're all good there. Hit me with a question.
All right, Adrian say, hey guys, I'm from Jamaica. Does Kenwood make shallow mount bass speakers, and are they any good?
Yes, they do. If you're still on there, if you could provide me. Oh, hey, Fernando already did. Sorry, Jason. Fernando took a job. Yes, it is an XRW12F, and they also make a KFC XW1200F. They're both shallow mount drivers. Are they any good? They're not bad. Honestly, I'm gonna still recommend the Kicker Comp RT.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It is really, really nice. I mean, there's nothing wrong with these. And they actually make this, you can buy them, one of them in a downfiring box already, so it fits up underneath the seats, really nice. But yeah, the higher end ones are probably the way to go. I mean, if you're going to buy something, always buy the best.
Luis is like, hey, I hate to bring it up, but just tell those people to clean the cars. Jesus Christ.
You know, today, okay, so it's funny how when we put up the diaries and then it reflects our daily life, because most of the diaries, they're a couple weeks back. So I mean, but like this week we had a what was the name of the car? Focus.
The Ford
Focus.
Yeah.
We had another Ford Focus come in. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And you know, and then this truck we just worked on. Oh my god.
Chevy.
But it's like I felt dirty. I mean, I want to get one of those rubber suits to wear when I'm working on these cars.
All right.
Hold on. One other thing. I want to thank everyone this week too who chimed in on the Chevy Tahoe, the pink wire and the black plug. I don't know how I missed that one. I thank you so much. That's why we really like talking to you guys. We like it when you guys chime in. Sure, we give a lot of tips and tricks, but we know we don't know everything, and it's nice when you guys pass it along.
Share the tips,
Yeah, not only is it good for us because we share with you, you share back, but then anyone reading the comments down below can also learn from it. So that's great. We're on our way home. Gonna have stew if that's okay. All right, cool. That was Haley. Got a text message. They're on their way home. Awesome. So, yes, we'd like to thank everyone that chimed in on that. Cool. Yeah, so back to the questions.
All right, Rockford T1 bass. What do you guys think about the DSR1 compared to the 360.3?
Honestly, I'm still waiting for Paul to get in the DSR. The DSR. He's order it, man. That's all I got to say. So our comprehensive review on that will probably be a little bit later this year once we actually get them in and we get to start playing with them. I'm more excited about it than I am of a Rockford 360. I was never a big fan of a Rockford 360. They're neat, but Go ahead.
All right. I'm sorry. Say, how come companies are
Take
going...
your hand away from your mouth.
I'm sorry. I just like...
I know, you're burping.
Companies are going more low in their crossovers. New top-of-the-line Z-Series from Pioneer has very similar crossovers from there is from 2 generations ago.
I don't know. Let's see. How come going more low end and their crossovers? I think you know what? I think he's referring to this style stuff here,
Like,
as opposed to like a big
Like a
massive
box.
crossover network. I think a lot of it, as we said, comes down to installation ability. I mean, granted, yeah, it's really cool to have that big crossover network, but at what? Okay, people are less and less. People are not spending tons of money on certain things, and every company has a business, like Pioneer, as we all know,
Yeah.
are trying to make things more affordable. So, like, I think these guys here they're under $150. So, what are you expecting to get for $150? Is really the question that Pioneer probably asked themselves. And also, how many can they sell if they make them a little bit easier to install?
Yeah.
So I don't understand it. I don't get it. I like how Focal does it. They have really nice heat shrinked crossover networks that other than it's on a circuit board, not in a box. I think they do the best job of that compared to all of them. But I will not dispute the way those new X-Type sound, because those things sound freaking awesome.
all right,
So
let's see.
I don't know if that helped, but
Philip say, I hate those big buses crossovers. Me too.
I'm with you on that, Philip.
Yeah.
That's why I really am embracing this new much. Plus, the other thing too is, like, a lot of people want to do bi-amp and all that other stuff. What did James say? What does he say?
James saying, I think Alpine have discontinued the 5 1/4s now.
Yeah, fortunately for us,
We
Paul
have?
buys a case of everything, and usually 2 cases of everything. So we got enough 5 1/4s to last us to 2020. So if you
Yeah.
want a slow boat to New Zealand 5 1/4, you
Just
let me
let
know.
us know. Yeah. We have
Actually, we
plans.
just had to do 5 1/4s, and that we needed R-type 5 1/4s for something. I don't remember what it was. Like
yeah.
a couple weeks ago, like last month, we needed 5 1/4 R-types for something. I don't remember what it
Don't
was.
remember.
Either way, I was like, they don't make those anymore. And Paul's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we got. How many you need? I was like, oh, okay. I have a 5 1/4 in my 2017 Challenger. Okay.
Cool.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
James from Car Audio, etc. should take a vacation to Florida and visit 5-star.
Honestly, I would like to go the other way and leave Florida and go to New Zealand. 'Cause to me, that would be way cooler than him coming here. But if he wants to come
Wow.
here, I will be more than happy. If you guys aren't subscribed to Car Audio, etc., hit him up, man. Drop him a subscribe. Give him a like. He's trying to hit 10,000 by the end of the year. So I know it's going to be pushing it, but it could be done. It can
Yes.
be done with all you guys out there. Give him a like. Give him a thumbs up. Go check him out. All right.
All right, say, curious, is that true they having 2 pair of 6x9s in the rear deck? Yeah, I'm guessing. Is the best as supposed to have 1 pair and a small sub?
I don't know. I mean, why would you? I mean, okay, so let's think about that for a second. So, like, if you have, like, a Nissan or a
Cigarette day fresh.
a car that has 2 6x9s in that little sub, like a Dodge has a 10-inch and then
Yeah.
2 6x9s. Honestly, I gotta be. Most of the car, like, for example, we looked at a Chevy Malibu yesterday, and we just got done doing a 2017 Camaro, and they're not even putting the speakers in the rear deck anymore. It is a 6x9 sub, like they've been doing in the Maximas for years.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of rear deck speakers, to be honest with you. So I would much prefer to put a nice set of 6x9s in the front door than worry about anything going on in the back deck.
What's up, Scotty from Ohio? Ford Focus is very European one.
Yes.
Yes,
Actually, it was funny
yeah.
because we did the older Ford Focus in the video. The newer Ford Focus was this week, and it had the
European
1784 harness in it.
yeah.
That is the European standard
And with
harness.
the European
And of course,
antenna
Fernando's
adapter.
over giving
What?
me crap. This ain't the right harness. It's the right harness.
No,
Nope. I was like, hey, that's not the right harness.
that's what I say.
So,
Okay, which sound processor would you recommend for a factory radius?
lately, the flavor of the month, I have to say, honestly, is going to be the audio control DM608 as far as the processor we've been playing with a lot lately. We did get in the new Phoenix Gold, and we just haven't had time to get into it. It's a much bigger, more complicated system than the DM608. I like the DM608 because it is a little bit more user-friendly. It's a little bit simpler. I mean, sometimes you don't need this to do this, and the 608 does this really well. So
all right, Jason, FYI, you have the cleanest dust collector I ever seen.
okay, the dust collector is brand new, man.
Yes.
And the only thing it's ever gonna collect is plastic dust.
That's it.
We don't cut sawdust in here, man. Because every time we cut one piece of sawdust, for one, I got to change my blade on my table saw because the blade on the table saw is a plastic cutting blade. And I found out if you accidentally cut any form of wood on it, it dulls the blade immediately. And cutting ABS, you have to have a really sharp table saw blade. So now we have an $80 plastic blade that is only good for cutting wood.
Oh,
awesome.
This is a good one.
Hold on one sec. So, the other thing, too, is every time we cut anything wood, it throws dust everywhere, and we have to pull everything apart and clean it. So, yeah.
All right.
Not a fan. All right, go.
Timmy, say Kenwood 7-inch components or Alpine type X's 6x9s.
Yeah.
Which do you think sound better for the front of the F-150?
Okay, so that was actually a question yesterday. One of the many times I had to go over there yesterday. The late guy was asking about what do you think is better. Knowing what we've done with the X-Type 6x9 component, the bass response we've gotten out of them, that is a really hard call because that 7-inch Kenwood puts out a ton of bass. There's no question about it. And if you're road killing and fast ringing it, it's tough. I honestly would almost say that the 6x9 puts out a little bit more mid bass than the Kenwood. But I haven't done a long test with the X-Type to really know how musically they're. Like we play music here and we jam on it and we have we get about it for an hour, that maybe 2, whereas the Kenwoods we've had years of playing with them, so we know how good they sound. So not to take a non-answer answer, I don't think either one of them are going to disappoint.
Yeah. All right. Jason said the DSR1 it's way cooler than the 360.3.
All right, there you go.
There you go.
That's the official answer on that one. So if you have if you want, yes, buy the DSR1.
Yeah.
And I would think so too because it has the cool app. And at the end of the day, anytime you could put an app on my phone in my hand and let me do any adjustments, that is way cooler. And I find it funny that Alpine got razzed on that with the Tune It app because it's like, what? No, man. We're trained now like sheep that if it's on here, it's cool and it's easy to use. We can just do this, and it's like touching these buttons on the face of the radio. It's like,
all right. Beto, saludos
that's what
desde
ticked me off about
Sonora.
Pioneer, because Pioneer has the ARC app, and they refuse to put it on the AVH radios. And I was talking to Harry about that, and I was like, Harry, why is the ARC app not on an AVH radio? And he goes, well, it's all on the radio. Yeah, but it could be on my phone. I could be in the trunk of the car, tuning the car from my phone, adjusting gains, playing with it.
I don't have to go back
I don't have to keep running. All right. Or going, hey, Fernando, and you'd be going.
Anyway.
So
I like it.
put it on the damn phone.
I enjoy the music. Anyway. Okay, K Custom say 2006 Commander.
Jeep.
With nav and rear entertainment and a factory amp. What wire harness do I need? So can I retain the audio from the rear entertainment system?
All right, so you're gonna want to pack audio RP4 CHY11 and then the RVD CHY. If you go on to pack-audio.com and type in your commander, they're gonna list the RP4 CHY or CY11. Anyways, they're going to list the Chrysler one there, and then they're also going to list the RVD, which is the rear video whatever.
Yeah.
So those are the two pieces you're going to want to make that work.
All right, Howard, can I extend the 2 USBs on the
9903.
The 9903S, yes, into the flash mount, so I don't have the cables hanging.
Yes. So what you want to use is the 12-inch flush mount kit. So it's a meter off of the back of the radio. Don't go 6 more feet. Especially if you're doing an iPhone, you're okay. But if you're doing Android Auto, you're gonna want just a little 12-inch flush mount. The DMA, is it the DMA? the flush mount panel. I can't even remember the model number on it. We have it in all the videos
Yes.
anytime we're doing the flush mount. So Pack Audio makes the little, we call it the nickel. It's a 12-inch extension. Just stick with that one. You want to keep those USBs as long as possible because
Hello, Germany.
they only go, the length is real limited. Like we've done a bunch of tests for Pack on that.
Sorry, John.
And Android is the worst. So, I mean, yeah. So let's not go crazy.
All
But
right.
yes, you can. We do it all the time.
Is there a 3.5 millimeter extension for the Pioneer microphone, so you can leave it connected in the dash for calibration purposes?
Okay. Great question. Actually, what you want to do is you don't need an extension for it. You need a auxiliary or a 3.5 millimeter butt connector. So what we usually do is when we install the AVH X series, where we put the aux in the back and then we just have the aux come out by the USB, we have...
Hello, Oscar from Tampa. That's right here, neighbor.
What?
That's a neighbor.
I don't know why I thought I'd be able to find it easy.
What are you looking for?
I was looking for the auxiliary butt connector.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, I don't know where it is. But anyways, they make a auxiliary butt connector. I don't know if it's on the Dean and Fernando's tool drawer or not, but you can buy them relatively inexpensively, and then what you do is you just plug the mic into that and plug the aux into that, and then there you go. So that's what we do. That's what you can do. And since I mentioned Dean and Fernando's tool drawer,
Yep.
you can find it at dnftooldrawer.com. There you'll find all our tools that we use here, all the cool lighting that we use. So if you want one of these cool lights, look at these. Wow. If you want one of these, or you want one of the cool red ones that we put across the top of the car, they're there. If you want to know what meters we use, they're there. So there's links to all the stuff we use, ferrules, tape, you name it. The plastic is also there. So Amazon sells a lot of stuff.
Yes. All right, Howard
And when you
say.
buy stuff, it helps support the show.
Howard.
Patreon.
Yes, please. In the end of the video, your name is gonna be.
Yeah, on
there.
the weekly show.
Mhm.
Facebook Live, 6:30.
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
sorry. Enough
All
pandering.
right, Howard say you need to do an install video on a 2017 Camry. We did it in the Corolla yesterday.
The Corolla.
Yeah.
I have to check what we have because we have a ton of cars that are coming out. So just stay tuned.
Okay, Clayton? What was your opinion on aftermarket front view camera?
What's my opinion on it?
Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah, echomaster.com. You can
Yeah.
find, they have like 300 cameras for you to choose from. We have, yeah. Honestly, a lot of times what we've been doing when we do the NEX, even the NEX radios, the higher end ones, like the
Hello,
4200, 8200, we use the Pioneer camera for the front. You just can't use it on anything that doesn't it doesn't have switching because you can't switch it. So, but other than that, no, check out echomaster.com. Tons of cameras to choose from. You just have to make sure when you're doing a front camera, you have to make sure that it does both mirrored and non-mirrored. So, like a backup camera is a reversed image camera because otherwise left would be right, right would be left. So you want to make sure that the front camera was able to be left is left, right is right.
All right. So John say you never talk about the backup camera with the LED lights. As far as you using them while driving,
Jesus.
any way to keep the LEDs from being on all the time?
Okay, yes. I'm sorry. Okay.
Come on, man.
I know. Remind me that this next week
Yes.
that I need to do that one.
Okay.
I'm sorry. We just get so caught up in the day-to-day crap that I forget things. It's like we still have the cheap camera somewhere over there that we're supposed to do a review on that we haven't had time. I'm sorry. But yes, no, I know. I'm bad. My bad.
All right. All right, let's see. What do you think about Kenwood Mirrorlink?
Kenwood Mirrorlink?
Yes.
We didn't get it in the United States. So
Ah.
I don't think much of it. Kind of stink. What's up, guys?
All right, let's see. Dean, what is a good Pioneer 12? I just want to put one in the back of my Beetle.
Ooh, well, it's funny you should ask. Since we were talking about Pioneer earlier today, they do have the new Z-Series Pioneer subwoofer that just came out.
Yeah.
If you go back 2 weeks, is it 2 weeks?
No, last week.
Was it last week?
I think so.
For sure. I don't know. Anyways, we unboxed
last-
it. We pulled.
yeah.
I think it was 2 weeks ago on the Saturday show. We pull it out of the box. We show you. We pull the cover off the magnet. It's a really nice. If you want the best Pioneer subwoofer that is currently available right now, you want to check that out.
Ralph, you guys missing the goal.
He's holding a beer.
Yeah.
Don't drink. You drink Corona every now and then. Whatever. Don't fool yourself. I thought I had one of those. Okay.
That's yours.
Is that mine?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. All right, go ahead.
All right. Hey, from friends.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? You guys are the best.
French fries aren't from France. Talked about that.
I'm thinking about
week.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have the best car audio channel on YouTube.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. All right. Mr. Coare. Okay. I have R
The Prime.
150.2. Yeah. And I'm looking to the new 6.5 components. Any recommendations? Currently, I have a set of Polk looking to spend 400 Ti looking.
Okay,
for-
so basically what you're doing is you're trying to spend some good money on a set of components for
Yes.
$400. That's going to put you into some focals, okay, naturally we like to recommend the brands that we carry only because we know how they sound. One of them is going to be Focal. You can check out the Focal components. For that amount of money, you could probably get into some Access or the flax
I think,
ones,
yes.
the flax. The Focal Flax will probably be in there, or you could check out the Hertz High Energy. The Hertz High Energy are going to be right now the best value because they're kind of winding that product line down for next year. It's going to turn into another series they're coming out with, so that you can probably find a pretty good deal on some Hertz High Energies for that amount of money. So yeah, check out those two brands for sure.
Thank you, Big Dogs. What up,
Or the
Fer?
Alpine
Congrats on the fatherhood.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
lit.
it.
How old
man.
is he now? He's what?
19 months.
He's almost 2 years.
Yes.
19 months. Jeez.
Almost
Why are you
2
trying to
years.
make him old?
Okay. Yo, what's
He was
up?
Batman for Halloween.
Yes, he was Batman for Halloween.
Just walked around going,
Yeah.
"Hey, Batman."
Yeah. Hi from Vancouver, Canada.
Sorry.
I just swapped the pack LP72 for the LC2i this morning. Much better.
Yeah. Dude, I tell you what, when you add in that Accubase is awesome. Plus, you have a zero loss high level to low level adapter now. I mean, we always use the LP72 for sure because it's it's affordable high level low level adapter. If you're willing to spend the money though on that LP72, you will get better performance hands down because any signal degradation will not be coming from the high level to low level adapter because it's done all electronically. It's not just a passive resistive choke system thrown on there to drop the voltage down.
Yep.
So yes, definitely worth the money.
All right. Let's see, William. What do you think about the MVX amplifiers?
That's the Sonic Electronic brand, so that's nothing that we can carry. That's kind of like their in-house store brand.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done some cars with the wiring kits, but we haven't had anyone bring in any of their amplifiers yet.
How's the weather today?
It's hot. It's like
Yes, it is hot.
86, 87. I think it was
Something like
It
that.
was like 88 today, high like at noon, but the sun,
Yeah.
because the humidity is starting to dry up, so it just, now we get that Arizona baking heat, and it's like, you're not really, at least when it's humid, you're wet, so
Yeah.
it kind of feels gross, but you're like kind of wet, so it's like every now and then you're like, oh, a little breeze, oh, it's chilly. This right now is just like, sucks, as you guys in the dry heat know. But hey, you know what? It ain't snowing, so wah.
All right. So, Dean.
Yes, Fernando.
Dean say,
Yes.
what specs should I pay attention to when I'm looking to
Quality
five channel quality amp?
2 to 3.
Only one 200 to 300 watt sub
And
with a Kenwood 7 inch.
Okay, so actually this is a real easy one. If you're asking about Kenwood speakers,
Yeah.
buy the Kenwood Exelon 5-channel amplifier. They make the 900.5.
Yeah.
It's extremely reasonably priced for the amount of power it is, and the performance that you get out of it is crazy amount of power. If you don't want to go that expensive, our personal favorite, mid-sized 5-channel amplifier, at least mine, you probably agree, the 801.5. It's 300 watts for the Saab.
Yeah.
It's 70 watts by 4. You can get it in a waterproof or non-waterproof version. Badass little amplifier.
Yeah.
It's like this big, and it's just the amount of power that comes out of these things. But yeah, look at those Kenwood amplifiers for sure. I mean, there's no reason not to. The prices are great. The performance is awesome. So,
all right, Michael, I have a 2006 Monte Carlo, and I want to build a system. This sounds great, but not for competition. Should I leave my tweeters in like stock location or in the doors?
No, leave the tweeters in the stock location. The thing with the tweeters is there's a lot of talk about putting tweeters in the A-pillars or moving tweeters around or getting tweeter. And honestly, a lot of the times the guys that are talking about them don't do this for a living. They've just read it on the internet or some dude told them this, and it's like, whatever. I mean, I've put in thousands upon thousands of tweeters, and they've been in various positions. The new Ford F-150, the tweeter is really up at the corner of the dash, and the reason why they put it there is because it's actually the same distance as the mid-range. So it's like, just slide down. I don't know what you did there.
I don't know what I did. Anyway.
Oh, hit that little arrow right there.
Okay.
No, maybe not. Okay.
Anyway.
So, maybe normal. Fernando's screwing up the screen here.
No.
Okay, so anyways, the point is, leave the tweeters up there. What you want to do is make sure you get a tweeter that has some form of attenuation. So, like, some tweeters, like when you get a set of these tweeters here, like these Pioneer tweeters, there's no attenuation on these. These just play what they play. You get a better set of tweeters, it's going to have a -3, 0, or +3 attenuation. Some of them will even have as much as like a 2, 4, plus or minus 0. That's what you're looking for when you're trying to buy a really nice tweeter or a nice set of components for the dash, so that you can turn that tweeter down. Anytime we put a set of tweeters up in the A-pillars, we're always trying to play them at -3 dB, because they're right there in your face. There's no reason for them to be that bright. And it allows the mid-bass to come up and play it at a volume that it allows that mid-bass to get to your ears at the same rate. That's the thing, is when your tweeters are up here, if they're really loud, they overload your ears before you can hear the mid-range.
Yeah.
So you want to just tone them down a little bit. That's why bi-amping and or active is so appealing, because you can actually control the volume of each speaker so that it arrives at your head at the same time. That's really what you're worried about.
All right, John say, all right, see you guys, time to grill.
Time to grill. I wish I had a grill.
Nice program. The
chicken.
information do you guys provide? Thank you.
You guys have yayas where you're at? Anybody ever heard of yayas chicken? Just curious.
Have you guys done any installation of 2016 Genesis Coupe? Yes.
Just a sub amp, I think. Right? Speakers?
No, on the radio.
Did we do the radio?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
On a 16?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's all a blur.
All right. Let's see. Have you ever used a Sony RXX GS9? What do you think?
What is the GS? We've used the GS speakers.
The GS speakers. Yes.
I like the GS speakers. Those were really cool when they came out with those, a couple of years back. I don't know if I've used that particular one.
All right. Community say, thank for your videos on the Pioneer NEX series.
Paul's coming through with the weather. Apparently right now it is a sunny 76 degrees. As the day winds down, it is almost 6. It is 6. So at 6 o'clock here, 76 degrees.
There you go. Have you ever replaced speakers in a 2003 or similar VW Beetle convertible with Monson sound system?
Yeah, lots of them. Actually, it's funny. Today we just did a Jetta with that same style Monsoon 3-way system in it. But excuse me. I mean, we've done them. What's the question? Other than yes, we've done it.
My sis need to replace the speakers. I wonder if you should try to replace each speaker or rewire.
I would rewire it. I mean, if you have so here's the thing with that system. If you have an aftermarket radio on the dash and you were lucky enough to be able to integrate into the Monsoon system, trying to put aftermarket speakers in after the fact, it's never going to work out. So what I would recommend doing is bypassing the factory amplifier, going with a small amplifier, and then adding that in. The problem is going to be finding a three-way set that isn't a ton of money. What we ended up doing today is we had a Jetta come in that had the three-way set, had the tweeter, had the little 4-inch, had the 6.5 in the back of the door. What we ended up doing is putting some Hertz DCs in. So we did the DC 6.5 components where we put the tweeter and the woofer in the back of the door, and then to replace the 4-inch, because the 4-inch was only like that deep and it's really hard, and so we ended up using a set of DC 3.5s, making a plastic 4.5 to 3.5 adapter, bypassing the factory crossover, and honestly it sounded really, really good. He added 2 tweeters. He had 4 tweeters now up front instead of just the 2. We kept the mid-range with the 3.5. We put a 47 microfarad cap on the 3.5. So yeah, everything played great. And even with the mid-bass all the way in the back of the door there, yeah, I was impressed. I was kind of leery at first, but we'd done it before, so we knew it was good. And he did it all off of deck power. That's why we went with the DCs, because the DCs are super efficient.
All right, David from Puerto Rico, say hello.
Hello.
Mauricio from Dominican Republic. And let's see. Peter, what do you think about the DSL components, speakers versus the focal?
I've never heard the DSLs, but I have heard the focals, and the focals are some of my favorites. So I'm going to be biased, say the focal. But to be fair, I've never heard the DSL. So.
All right, Steven, Kicker, KX, new amps, your thoughts on the new build and the Epicenter wireless control bass knob?
So, all right. We just had this conversation this week, Paul and I, about the new KX series amplifiers. There's a lot of shakeup going on in this industry as far as pricing and scheming and all that going on. For example, we talked about it here before. Rockford just had a huge price decrease on their small chassis power series amplifiers, substantially lower pricing to bring them in what Rockford says more in line with what the industry is willing, what the market is willing to bear. The KX series amplifiers, as Paul was describing to me, because I was like, dude, let's bring these in, and he's like, why? Their pricing is structured now wrong because Rockford has lowered their price on their competitive series amplifier. Feature for feature doesn't always go with store owners. They're more worried about, can they sell this product? And when you have a competing product that is now substantially more inexpensive, that's where the problem falls. So whether Kicker has the coolest technology ever, which I believe these new KX series amplifiers are super cool. Everything I've read about them, everything they told me about them, I'm excited about them. But selling them is going to be an issue for anyone that wants anything other than that amplifier. If you come in and say, I want a KX series amplifier, obviously, boom, here's a KX series amplifier. But if I have to sell you on the product, trying to sell you on a product that the competitor is way below where the price points are, that's going to be tough. So as cool as something is, if you can't sell it, hint Alpine Restyle, it's just it doesn't matter. And that's where I think some of the problem is going to be in that product. Now, that isn't going to be true for everybody, because not everyone is like us that carries 10,000 different brands and we have to compete with each other and yeah, so but that's my thought.
For a 2017 Pioneer 6201, what the third-party steering wheel controls will work for a 2007 Porsche Cayman? Yes. Really enjoy your videos, which are very informative. Keep it up. Great work. Derek, Long Island, New York.
That's a great question. I honestly don't know. Okay, so what I would do, where I would check is I would check the CP2.
CP2.
Okay. Couple websites to check. First off, go to pack-audio.com and type in your make, model, year, and then scroll down. It's going to give you a list of all compatible products with your car.
Yeah.
If it's not there, then what you want to do is go to metraonline.com and check their website for compatible products. If neither one of those companies have it, then it's going to be a European fix. It's going to be like Connects 2. And Connects 2, you're going to have it shipped to the U.S. Those are harder to get. So that's kind of where you're at on that one.
Alright. Hey guys, from Santa Clara, California.
Cool.
How can you get...
I'm going to check.
How can you check a Toyota stereo amplifier or not?
Okay, so first thing, anytime. Okay, if you want to check and see if you're, we talked
Haley.
about this. Is Haley on? Hey,
Haley.
hey. See you soon, honey. Okay, so if you, I was reading James.
Okay.
And you did it again.
I got it.
Okay, so if you want to check to see if your radio's amplified or not, when the radio's out of the dash, grab the plug you're going to plug it in, and take a tone generator and turn it on and see if you hear a. Okay, if you don't have a tone generator, take a small 9-volt battery, tap it to the 9-volt battery. You hear tick, 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 tick. Now, if you do that and you don't hear anything at all, chances are good it's amplified. Now, if you have a tone generator and you have a amplifier or you have a factory radio that doesn't have a digital turn-on amplifier, you should be able to take the remote turn-on wire, twist it to the constant 12 volts, and do this, and then redo that. Now, I would recommend at this point have a tone generator so that you can just and it'll make noise, and that'll tell you. But if you're just worried about out of the box, like if it has it, not worried about okay. You get the idea. Now I'm double talking.
James, a Focal 165 AS3, very affordable, set 3-way components.
There you go. So check out the Focals.
Yeah.
For your Beetle.
Jays, hey guys, Pontiac GA, want to active.
Want to go active.
Yeah, want to go active. Will return bid 1 and I get the DMA10. I swap out all the speakers, the 8 inches Pioneer Pro TS M800 Pros mid bass, and the rear deck. Overkill my stuff in the trunk.
Will it?
So
is it mid bass and the trunk deck overkill with sub and trunk deck? All right. So if we're talking about the 8-inch Pro Pioneer, so if we're talking about the Pro Series Pioneer speakers, that 8-inch really isn't a mid bass. It's a big mid range. If you like really loud mid range, yes. But it's not a mid bass. It's that deep thing is not a mid bass at all. It doesn't put out any mid bass. Mm-hmm. So no, it's not going to affect your sub in the trunk at all. Would I do it? Not if I'm trying to do anything with sound quality, because anything coming from the rear deck that's that loud, ugh. So you want to concentrate, especially if you're going active. Concentrate everything on the front. That's where you're at. And it was explained to me a long time ago when I was a wee young car stereo enthusiast. The guy goes, "Hey man, when you walk into a concert, how do you get to the concert? You don't walk in like this and be like, hey, that show's gonna be awesome, So you walk in facing the concert. So that's where all the sound is to be. Anything in the back is just reverberation."
All right, so Mr. say, sorry to bother you again. Have you heard the Focal K2 Power 165 KR?
Yes, I have, and they are one of my favorite speakers. So I'm a K2 guy. Fro likes the FLAC stuff. He feels that it is more reasonably priced and equally as good in sound quality as the K2s. Paul's driving me crazy on the FLAC stuff. He still hasn't ordered it. But hey, there again, he pays the bills, so he has to do that. But yes, the K2s in my mind are some of the best Focal speakers money can buy.
All right, so Jose, on my 2007 Ford F350, what's the better sub 8-inch under the seat shallow mount? Oof. 8-inch.
On a 2007 F350, we typically put we get a box from
Bright Star
Car Audio.
Mm-hmm.
It's a single 12 wedge that goes behind the driver's rear seat. So the only reason why you'd want to do the 8s under the seat is if you have the suicide door and not the actual true 4-door. So if that's the case, I would probably recommend doing 2 10s and have the box stick out from underneath the seats a little bit, as opposed to doing 8s. Although you could do 4 8s, like 4 Pioneer shallow mount 8s, and that actually isn't too bad. We did a Hummer H3 pickup truck when that was all the rage. And I made, back when I was building boxes, I made a 4.8 box for that. And it actually sounded downfired. Actually sounded pretty good. I mean, it's not going to win any awards or break any mirrors or anything like that, but you know, for a good amount of bass, wasn't too bad.
All right, Ronnie said from Alaska, hey guys, can you make a T harness for the F-150 with the Sony System amp?
All right, wait a minute now. Hey guys, can you make a T harness for the F-150 at the Sony amp, not the deck? So PAC is actually working on that, but if you're using the Amp Pro goes behind the radio, and that allows you to obviously get your preamp section. The flaw in it right now is that they don't have a harness in the rear. Now, if you want to go T harness in the rear, what you want to look at is the iData products, because the iData products actually plug in back at the amp and take the factory amp out. But right now, everyone is kind of not doing so well with the whole plug and play thingy. But yeah, no, those products are coming.
All right.
Right now, no. It kind of sucks.
What is your favorite subwoofer? Size. I love the 8-inch subs. They are universal.
As hell. Don't forget the universal as hell. Back in 1993, I had a Mitsubishi Eclipse. I put two Orion XTR 8-inch in a bandpass in the floor. Had that for 3 years, rocking off of a Orion 420 GT, which was their cool little GT amplifiers, and I had a 620 GT, which is still in my garage and works, running all the mids and highs. Liked the 8s back then. Moving forward to today, I gotta be honest, I'm probably a 10s guy. I like a nice 10 in a ported enclosure. I just, at my old age, I just kind of like that. I don't like, yeah, I'm gonna go with that answer.
All right, James, have you ever done any Focal Utopia installs?
No, we have not done any Focal Utopia installs. Kind of a bummer there, but that's good. That's, yeah, no. Wish I had. I was going to buy some for myself, but then why? Just, yeah.
All right. Will my Polk DXI 6501, it sounds better. What? Network? With my old Sony XM554CR 5055x4 AB amp.
It's an AB amp. Or move to a Pioneer GM 8604. Will it sound better? Well, I mean, the GM... Okay, so you had an AB amp. AB amps are really the best sounding for highs of past. The better Class D amplifiers now, they're still, depending on how you want to look at it, they aren't as good sounding as the AB unless you get into something expensive on the AB side. However, with that being said, the 55 watt by 4 compared to the 100 watt by 4 of the Pioneer amp, yeah, the Pioneer amp's probably going to sound better just because it's louder. Would I even make that trade, though? Probably not. I don't really see any reason to swap those two out, especially if the Polk amp is working. I don't think you're going to really benefit any other than spending money. I would save up and buy something like bigger, like a PDX amplifier or something else, you know, that is really worth the jump.
Ronnie say yes, the Amp Pro is installed and it's awesome. Thanks.
Okay, so real quick, I was thinking about that. There is a Volvo harness that can be used to integrate in the back at the amplifier, so you don't have to actually cut the plug. The problem is, you kind of need to leave the factory plug plugged in with some resistors on it so that you can keep that factory chime. If you pull the factory plug and there's no resistance on the factory Sony amplifier, what it does is it defaults to the piezo in the dash, which is what you get when you swap out the dash kit.
Yeah.
So you go from that nice, really good Ford sounding to a crappy thing in the dash. If you leave the factory plug plugged in, cut, and then put 5 watt, 47 ohm resistors on the line, you actually get that chime back through the stereo. That's what PAC is working on right now, coming out with, is that harness so that it allows you to keep that.
All right, say I have a Ford Fusion Titanium
Titanium.
with the Sony stereo, it's okay. Just to replace the factory speakers. If you so, which one do you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, you can replace the factory speakers. There's no doubt about that.
All right.
See you, Fro.
See you.
Yeah, as far as which ones we recommend, you're gonna want to just go and hear some speakers. I mean, we've always we've recommended, depending on the type of music you listen to. If you like loud and in your face, check out some Rockfords. If you want something that is a little bit more smoother, refined, Focal, Alpine R types. Kenwood is also makes the Exelon is a very reasonably priced, nice speaker. So there's tons of speakers out there. Just try to go to dealers and listen to some stuff. But yeah, if you're trying to be better than the Sony system that's in there, you're going to want to probably be in that $150 to $350 price range for a nice set of speakers.
All right. Let's see.
What's up from Hawaii?
Hawaii, yeah. Have you all tried the new Aussie irons?
Oh, that's the soldering iron.
Yes. I would love to.
Actually, we had Ernie. Ernie brought his in.
Yeah.
Ernie's a tech at PAC. He brought his in, and did you get a chance to play with it?
No.
No. Actually, what I'm
he don't
waiting
want to share it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to share it. What I'm waiting for is Milwaukee is coming out with a M12 soldering iron that's going to have a head that does this.
Yep.
Hopefully by the end of the year. So
you can use this battery.
It's going to be half the price.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of anxious to get one of those in and try one of those out before I decide to spend $300 on a soldering gun.
It's $280, okay?
$300 on a soldering gun. Don't get me wrong. I've spent plenty of money on dumber shit.
Yeah.
And if it's, I want one of them. It's just a matter of I would much rather spend $150.
All right.
Unlike you guys, I don't always have to have the $300 toy.
Big Dog, what do you think about the JL 600.1?
It's JL. You love JL or you hate JL? JL. I mean, they make great products.
Yes.
I mean, there's
There's
a
good
reason why JL is as popular as they are.
Yeah.
It's not because they make crap.
Johnny say I use it every day. It's awesome. I bet.
Well, bring it by.
Yeah, just let me use it for a week.
Yeah.
I promise.
I'll let you use my PAA3 for a little bit. We'll switch. You can use my RT, I'll use your soldering gun. But I want it back because it really
Mr. X, did Pioneer introduce the new 2018 head units yet?
Not the NEX. They did introduce some new head units, which we'll be talking about later next week. That really hasn't made any mainstream anything. I'm pretty sure it was an accident, but not the NEX. It was a replacement for the cheaper AVH radios.
Yeah. Thinking to pick one up. Yeah, why not? It's a good amp. Let's see. If you want to build an ideal Pioneer,
if you want to build an ideal Pioneer system
for a head unit, front to rear speakers, amp, and subs, what would you suggest?
Okay, so if I was going to build an ideal Pioneer system, this is a great question. All right, we'll run through this real quick. Right now, the 2330 and the 4200, they both have mail-in rebates. So you can get the 4200 has a $150 mail-in rebate. The 2330 has a $50 mail-in rebate. Depending on where you buy them, they end up being about the same amount of money. I'm buying the 4200 because even though the 2300 is got the whole new audio section and all that, I love the way the 4200 sounds. So I'm buying the 4200, not the 4201 because I really don't need a backup camera.
No.
But if either way, buying the 4200. Next, I'm going to buy the 9601 and the 8604. 9601 is going to be for the subs because I feel more power the better. The 8601 would be for the highs.
Yeah.
I'd probably buy some of the new TSZ or the Z series components.
The TS series.
And I'd buy the new Z series subwoofer. Not necessarily going to need all the power of the 9601, but I'm a firm believer in bigger is better. Am I going to buy the 5-channel? No. Why? Because I'm building the Dream system, and I don't really feel that their small 5-channel is enough for my Dream system. If I'm really taking this to the next level, I'm buying two 8604s, and I'm running bi-amped 8604s on the front components and on a set of rear speakers. And what I'm probably going to do is bridge one of the 8604s to the mid-bass, take the second 8604, run the fronts to the tweeters, and run the rears off of channels 3 and 4. The one downside to a 4200 is it does not have network mode, so I can't go active with it, but I can go bi-amped out of the amplifiers. Then I'd use the 9601 to power up 1 or 2 subs. I'll be good to go. And that's going to be an extremely crazy system.
All right,
What
let's
you
see.
asked.
Travis, what up, guys? I have a 2015 Dodge Challenger with the 8.4 U-Connect system. What's the best speaker to put in? Because I was told that the speaker have to be 2 ohms, and can I replace my radio?
Okay, that is a great question. We actually shot a video on this in one of the earlier install diaries where the customer had replaced all his speakers with the 2 ohm Infinity speakers, and it sounded absolutely horrible. And really the best option for that car, this is what I would do, is you don't, if you have the 8.4 inch, does it have the amplified system? If it has the amplified system, go get yourself an Amp Pro, plug it in, go to a 4-channel, go get a 5-channel amplifier, get whatever you want, get an amplifier, and go out of that amplifier to your new 4 ohm speakers. It's going to sound 100% better. Can you replace the radio? You might be able to use the metric kit. I honestly don't know. I would probably keep the radio if I could, if it had that, had the amplified system. But I would not want to use the factory amplifiers to power anything aftermarket. It's going to sound terrible. That car sounded terrible, and then he wanted us to candy ass it up to try to sound better, and it still sounded terrible. So, and we spent tons of time trying to tune it and gain it, and it was just like, dude, can we just please put some 4 ohm speakers in here so these amplifiers aren't running at 2 ohm? Oh, well, you know, whatever. So, recap, if it's the amplified system, get an Amp Pro, get a new amp, go 4 ohm speakers, rock all day long.
Alright, let's see. Ronnie.
And if it's not, just get a DM608 out of that into the new amplifier.
Done?
Okay, sorry.
Alright, let's see. Ronnie say, I can find any feedback on the hybrid audio. I have a set of unique components, front and rear. Your thoughts?
Well, we have a customer that is a hybrid audio fan. We actually did his Hyundai.
Yeah.
He's got the 3-way set. We did a DM608 on 2 PDX V9s, so that we could go full active from the processor. You bet. See you guys later. See you.
See you, Paul. Thank you.
Your paycheck, sir. All
Thank
this
you.
in a paycheck too? That's unbelievable.
I know.
So no, and they sounded amazing. I think the problem with hybrid is that it's the dealer base. It's always going to be dealer base. If you don't have the dealer base to support your line, it's going to be tough. So, you know, and honestly, the dealer base for products
Thank you,
that,
Peter.
they don't want to have everyone having the product because it allows them to keep the price points really profitable, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that either. It's a really nice sounding speaker. So, yeah, if you got them, yeah, hell yeah, rock them, baby.
Yeah.
And I think they're a la carte too, because like he buys all the stuff a la carte. It's really weird.
Alright, James, I love my center channel on my 2007 Acura TL Type S. Is there any head unit with center channel output?
No, there isn't. And also, even though you love your center channel, if you get a radio that has time correction, if set up properly, you won't even miss the fact that you don't have a center channel. Because when you see us sitting in a car in the install dials and we're tuning it up and we say, hey, we're going to do time correction now. The whole purpose of doing time correction is to give us a center image so that when we're sitting in the car, it sounds like there's someone singing straight out of the center of the dash. My car too also has a center channel. I can't wait to get rid of it because I've tuned so many cars like a Pioneer, basic Pioneer radio, the 390, the 391, 491. All those have time correction. They have auto time correction. It's real easy to set up. It's nothing to fear. Even if you don't understand it, you just put the microphone in, you hit the button, and it'll give you a sound way better than that chintzy factory Bose center channel. Trust me on this one.
Yeah. Alright.
Might sound like the president. Trust me. It's going to be great.
What car have you worked on just kicking your butt?
Just kicking my butt?
Yeah.
Physically kicking my butt? That old GM we worked on today was kicking my butt physically because, I mean, it was hard to work on. And it was heavy and it was dirty. As far as, like, honestly, the cars, it's going to be German cars or any car that has like the fake engine noise or the ANC microphones, some of the new GM stuff where it's just like there's no real good information on them. Those can be really kind of frustrating because it's like, what do you do? You know, and it's like all we're trying to do is put an amp in. It's why has it's got to be hard? So it's not any one particular car. It's more just the technology moving forward and not having, you know, when you have the owner going, hey, you need, and it's like, dude, we need time to figure this out. You know, like when you see us, like a couple videos last week, when we're going into like the Lexuses and stuff like that, and we're trying to figure out what's going where, the amplifier's doing what speakers are in the car. That's all the stuff we have to do. All we were doing is put in a sub amp, but you know, we need to know all this stuff. So that's really the ass kicking, as it were, that we have to deal with.
All right, Big Dog says, "Hey guys, I gotta go."
All right, actually, we gotta go too, cause it's time to go home.
Yeah.
Thanks, as usual, for watching the show. We really enjoy it. I hope you guys like these Saturdays. It seems like you do. We've had a lot of fun. You actually got 2 this week because we went Facebook Live earlier this week when we found out about the audio control. Not Facebook,
Yeah.
YouTube Live. We did YouTube Live. But
All right, guys.
we're going to head out. You guys have a safe and productive weekend. We're going to, of course, enjoy our one day off. That's a Sunday. Whoopity-doo.
Bye, James.
Bye, James. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's already Sunday there, right? Yeah,
Yep.
lots of fun. So, yeah, we're just gonna see you later. Bye.
Yeah.
Go Seahawks.
Go.